but you're still okay. It says that we are live. Turn
Turn
on the
on the
torch,
torch,
light up the
light the
flame.
flame. Time to melt some glass, my friends.
There you are. Here I am to explain, to teach, and okay,
Why
then
are
don't
you now saying it's
create
live?
again. Anyway, this. Thank you for showing up, guys. Hopefully, we've got my son Brian and my daughter Amber in the mix tonight, and we also I'm checking a few things to make sure uh, we've got a YouTube video channel going on. Um, I don't know. I'm gonna try something a little bit different because I don't have
Brian!
room for two things at once here. So I will try to keep the chat room up and also keep the camera going on the
Bye bye motivation. I'll keep the chat up.
Hello, Woony. I'm glad that you're up and running. I wanted to.
Well, he's gonna be glass one. I'm gonna be playing Xbox.
I just wanted to let you guys know that we're alive and working. I wouldn't say working my tail off. Silver Eagle, glad to see you're out and about. I'm glad that I guess advertising a little ahead of time does prove to be worth a while here.
Hey Dad,
Um,
after this call,
yes.
can we call Jeeves?
Yeah, we can try to do that. We got to do that on a different deal, not right now.
I know,
Jeebus,
like after this call.
yeah, Jeebus is a friend of ours in Australia. He's a glass blower, and Brian got a chance to chat with him a couple of times.
It helped me with oxen a lot, but it's isn't it?
Yeah, through Hangouts, and it turns out that my son is also into liking accents just like I am. So
Well,
Can I do
it's
the
not
joke?
it's not my fault that you taught me how to do it.
Can I do some jokes?
Okay,
Do
you
it
go
for
ahead and do
you.
some jokes. I'm gonna go ahead and get some of the stuff out that I have been doing, so that
Okay.
people can see why I really haven't been going live lately. But I wanted to show you what I've been up to.
Okay.
And
Got a pink bucket.
Brian.
go ahead, yeah, go ahead
Okay.
and go ahead, Amber.
Skunks remind me of counterfeit pennies.
Why do they remind you of counterfeit pennies?
Bad sense.
I
Skunks
should
remind
have
me
saw
of
that
your
coming.
goats. They stink.
Oh, my favorite one about skunks is there was a family of skunks, and one was named Out and one was named In, and that's the kids' names. And the mother was there telling, "Okay, Out, go out and get in, and come back and we'll eat." And so uh, Out went out to get in, and they came back very quickly. And the mom says, "What? Why didn't it take you so long?" She says, and he says, "Instincts."
I don't get it.
Never mind.
Hey,
You ready
Dad, what
for the next
happened
one?
since I've been
If you
gone?
have to explain a joke, it's not worth saying, right? Okay.
What happened since I've been gone? Your dog died. That's it. How did it die? It just got a hold of some burnt horse meat.
Okay, we
Well,
won't
how
get
did it
into
get hold
that
of
long story. We won't get into that long story. We
Can I do
we
my
But
next
it's a
one?
funny story.
okay. Go ahead. Go ahead and tell another skunk joke, and then I'm going to show the people what I have been up to lately.
Well, I
And,
have two. Well, I have one more after this one.
okay, go ahead.
What did the judge say when the skunk walked in?
I don't know what
Odor in the court.
odor in the court.
And then my last one. You ready for the last one?
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. What did the skunk say to the other skunk at church?
I don't know. What did the skunk say to the other skunk at church?
That's spray.
Let's pray. Okay, what Brian is showing right now is a picture of me. I had to be basically, I guess, in my late
30s.
20s, early
No,
30s.
it was in your
Early
30s.
It's late 20s, early 30s. And if you look closely,
Look at the
yeah,
date.
okay, that's when it was. But if you look closely, that is me with a goatee and back it up a little bit and take your finger off, you can see that I have long hair too. That's a while back.
And you
Hey,
had skinnier arms.
and skinnier arms. Haha. Okay. Now, now let's show the people what I've been up to lately. Lately, I have been doing a lot of my figurines for Christmas ornaments, and I mean not just one or two, but as you can see, I've got a bucket load ready to go. And don't you love the way I treat this stuff? Bucket a bucket a bucket a. And I also am going to start taking requests. And if you have an idea of something that you'd like to see made, just ask now or for.
You probably won't accept mine.
And there's a seahorse. That's another one of the things that I'm doing for Christmas ornaments this year.
Will you accept mine?
Really cool. What's that? What do you want me to do?
Unicorn.
Of course, I can try to do a unicorn. And also, not only here's the Christmas angel ornaments that I've been doing. Not only the ornament size stuff. Last week I did a video on the marble stuff, and what I have been doing there is phenomenal as well.
Hey, Dad, why don't
Yeah.
you make one of these?
We won't get into the. Actually, I did do one of those, but that's beside the point.
Can you make one, son? Nah.
As you can see, these are tiny, tiny quartz figurines. And
Pebbles.
it was fun making these work out really, really well. And I also want to show you another thing that I have done to my torch setup. Hey, Sonia, nice to see you out there watching my videos. And again, all of these are quartz figurines that a lot of them will eventually.
Oh,
Oops,
request.
We have a request from someone.
We have a request from Sonia.
what does she say?
She said, "Can you do a dolphin and break down how to do the tail?"
Okay, I can do a dolphin, and I will break down on how to do the tail. But these little figurines, a lot of them are going to be going into, like this little fairy is going to be going into marbles that I'm going to be making really, really quick here. And it's just like the marbles I did last week on the GTT at my student's torch. And as I've said, his torch compared to mine, the way I use mine with the oxygen concentrators, it's like comparing a three-speed Toyota pickup compared to a Porsche. I mean, the way his just melts glass like a son of a gun, and mine, it does melt glass, and I do love the way it works. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice torch. And if I was running full
Request.
oxygen, how about a pumpkin or a skull? A skull I'll do too. That's another thing that I will do on today's list here. Okay, first of all, I want to show you one more thing. I have been having problems with my torch stand. The ball and socket part of the torch broke from the stand actually, and what I did was I have created from a very interesting piece here called a wait, let me see if I got I got 3 things to do at 5 minutes to do it all in, making sure I can read things. And
We can read the stuff for you.
wait, there we go. This is the torch. There's the stand. It's from a credit card stand thing right underneath the credit card. Next time you go to a credit card or cash register and look at those credit card things, that's what what's holding it on here is this one hose clamp there, and it's doing a wonderful job. And I can adjust it this way, and it swerves side to side, and it's pretty a cool setup, I think. And I'm glad that and I also use the same one, I'll tell you. And this is another cool thing. I finally got another torch set up for my national, and it's based not my son's national, the one that he took to Michigan with him, but mine. I basically put another hose clamp on the same basic design thing here, and you'll see the wire here on both of my setups, and the wire is basically for when I set up the for using the didymium glass in front of the lens. And also, when I work quartz, all I have to do is pop that baby off and put that baby on, and I can melt with the best of them without blinding my eyes out, which is pretty cool. I mean, and you don't have to sit there and readjust and put quartz goggles on compared to didymium lenses on. So, with that said, that done, and me going forward, excuse me, I guess I'm yelling. I need to take a drink.
Here, wait,
Yeah.
let me work with you. Just put my torch.
Oh, you got your torch out. You're showing off your torch. Okay, go ahead.
Sure.
There you go.
It doesn't work.
What do you mean it doesn't work? It does work.
It
Just
does
got to
work.
put propane and.
Here, wait, I'll put some air in it.
Oh, calm down, kid. Calm down. Okay. Put some air in it. I'll put some air in you. Probably got a few
Yeah.
more holes than you need. Okay. Now back to life. We're going to go ahead and go forward, and I'm going to switch back to my little dealie here, and I've got my 10 liter per minute concentrator going already, and we're going to do a dolphin. I'm going to do, okay, I have some silver fumed rod that I have made up a long time ago, and I will put a description down below on how
Link in
I
the
made the
description.
silver fume rod. It's basically from just the way I also make the silver fume tubing, but instead of tubing, it is a solid condensed rod. And if I can't find one on rod, I'll make
I'll
one.
look on the chat.
Now, Paula, nice to see you. Now, this is going to be the basic body. And let's see, I've got some blue exotic, or no, it's probably moon blue that I'm going to use for the fins and the tail. Okay? And so here we go from there. First, we light up this baby. There we go.
Cemented glass.
And you guys have a very good view from where you're at, because I have a didymium. Whoa, it's exploding. I didn't warm it in fast, easing it in, but we'll get there.
It exploded.
And it exploded, yes. There is a little bit of stress going on from where I made the silver fume and didn't put it through the oven. Life happens that way sometimes. But you know me, I show you exactly how things happen, and I don't cover it up and, say it was all beautiful and fantastic the first time around. I let you guys see that even I make mistakes. We all do.
Wait,
Okay,
you make a mistake?
Yes, I make a steak, usually medium well to well done.
Example A.
Okay, first we're going to let this round down a little bit. This is going to be the main body of the dolphin. And there's that where it cracked and bubbled, so I'm going to just pull that off. And I'll use it in a smaller piece later. Actually, I'll do that right now. I'll twist that into a little bit more of a rod, and I'll use that when I work with the miniature stuff. Oh, and another thing about this new stand, I also have been doing, and you saw the little tiny stuff that I have been doing. Hey, Demented, glad to see you showed up too. I'm glad that everybody is live and so that I can chat with you as we go. But I also have that I put with my torch on the same frame setup, where if I want to do a smaller piece, all I have to do is put another wire there, and it magnifies. I guess you could magnifies the actual, so that I can get a little bit more detail into the piece, and it actually works on both this setup and on the national torch also. So that's the fun thing about it. I've recreated a stand or a shield setup that you can use on both torches, which is cool. Okay, now
Careful.
First thing we're going to do is we're going to make the basic. I'm going to start with the head, and you wanted to make sure I do a detail on how I do the tails. But we'll see what we can do there for you, Sonia. Okay, dolphin, the body, I do two ways. I either do just a basic C curve or banana shape, and this one I'm going to do what I call the double wave. It's going to go up, and the tail is going to go behind itself and flip upwards, which is cool. Okay, here we go. I make the basic shape of the body first, and that way I get the size down and know how much glass I will be melting, and depending upon what you want to do with the actual figurine. Okay, this is going to be where it's bending and curving outward. That's where I'm going to put the tail. Okay, now let's work on the other end. First of all, I want to pinch off just a little bit more. Never around when you want them. Tweezers, that is.
Oh, here, let me give you some.
I got them.
But I have some right here that you can use.
Not going to help all the way over there compared to where I'm at.
I can just put it in the camera.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, now the nose.
It works in the Jim Carrey movies.
That's the Jim Carrey movies.
Like in Bruce Almighty, he made a spoon come out of his mouth by magic.
Yeah.
Spoons are awesome.
Okay,
Maybe I
there's
could
the
do
nose.
the same thing.
Now the eyes, of course, are very simple. A dot here and a dot there. But making sure that they're across from each other.
Put your burn here. Careful.
That they are fairly, symmetrical. Next thing I do is the basic dorsal fin. And that's my basic fold and pull. And most of the whole body can be the fold and pull, which is pull out, fold over, heat it up, pull out, fold over.
Whoa, jumper.
And then we bend it and curve it to the shape that it wants to be.
Dad,
Yes?
my birthday's in 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
No. Who told you that lie?
You should come down in these next 3 weeks, you know?
I can't go anywhere until after the holidays now because it's busy at Walmart. Okay. Fold and pull for the front fins. 1, 2. And for the back fins, I will do it a little bit different, but I usually do the fold and pull throughout the whole piece, but so that you might not, for those that don't have the fold and pull down pat, and I understand that it's not exact.
Jumper, whoa.
Paula says happy birthday, by the way, Amber.
Thank you.
Okay, fold and pull, and I usually narrow it off at the beginning of the fin and then widen it out a little bit more as it goes out a little bit further. Okay, and there we are. 2 front fins and the dolphin dorsal coming up. I mean, not the dorsal, but the back fin coming up very, very quickly. Okay, we're going to do a cold weld on the nose.
I don't know why. The one problem I have is the punte.
The punte? Yeah, cold welds are a very important part to use and have at your disposal. It is a required helpful thing to learn, and it does. Even my puntes still break off when it at the most possible inopportune times. Sometimes, not always.
I know, you just slightly tap the rod. All of a sudden, you have to pick up your project. Please work. Yes.
Yeah.
Please punch that round.
Okay. Now I'm going to this the blue that I'm using for the tail and fins is a little bit short, and I'm putting that on the end of a punte to keep going here. Now for the tail, I'm going to do the smash and pull out method. And basically, I'm going to group out some glass on both sides. And then, and basically, I fold it over 1 or 2 times, like you see what I'm doing, back and forth and fold it over. And then if I do the pull out method, fold and pull, it would have been basically just pull it out from there. But for those that don't have that fold and pull, here is one fin. I press. That makes a nice round thing going on. What?
My dolphin broke. My dolphin I made broke, so
I can fix it, or I can teach you how to fix it. Actually,
Well, you might get a chance to learn once you get the propane going there. I know
it's
you
not
still
just
haven't got.
propane we need.
I'll
Huh?
join you in your live streams.
It's not just propane we need. We also need the
I don't know if you saw what I did. I'll do it again. I was sitting there chatting with my kids there, Sonia, but I'll do it one more time. And basically, I folded it over a couple of times. I lined it on, folded over, lined it over, back and forth until I figure I've got enough glass to do the whole fin there. Now, I'm also going to do the fold and pull on these back fins just to give you an idea. Save you one trip in the long run, but I won't do it on this piece. I'll do it on another one real quick, just on the back of it. Again, I press it out, make it nice and round, then turn around and heat up and start pulling it in the direction that I want it to go in, basically. Oh, it looks like I just got a new subscriber, David McKinney. Cool. I do want to thank you guys. It seems like this last couple of weeks, I have been getting more subscribers faster and more furious, which is a good thing. I'm very much looking forward to getting to, now that fin actually is a little bit, that back fin is a little bit too big. So I'm going to narrow it down and pull it out some more. And then do the same thing to the other side. You got to be happy with what you're doing. And you're your own worst judge sometimes and your own worst critic, but it helps you to go forward with your work.
Jumper, whoa, jumper.
Here we go.
Drop, jumper, no.
He's talking to his bearded lizard that he got.
Bearded dragon.
Bearded dragon he got at the a reptile show that they recently went to.
Did he see?
Let me put that up there so you can show it to him for just a quick second here. He's having fun with him.
No, I'm not.
Okay, I'm back on mine again.
Put him away. He's not really cooperating.
No, it's. Let me pick that up.
Okay, tweezers. What do I do with them? Oh, there they are. This will do.
So.
Now, this is the one method that you can use to make dolphin fins, back fins there, and it turned out really, really nice. And matter of fact, that's a good size for a. I need to warm it up again. Usually what you shouldn't do is go back into the piece. You go from one end to the other and don't go back. But I forgot to put a loop or a bail on it I could use this as one of the Christmas ornaments that I'm doing. So we'll work it from there. And now the bail, I'm going to use my new method.
I'm almost done with my project.
What's your new method?
My new method of the buttonhole punch.
Oh,
to make
yeah, that
bail.
thing comes in use. I just make my buttons, my holes square. What? Yeah, I brought some.
No, I thought you broke them.
Now, basically, for the bail for the hole punch, buttonhole punch that I made, and I'll do a video or a URL connection to me making the buttonhole pliers, so that you can see that again. Okay.
I own them, so you cannot order them off eBay. I'm sorry.
This is the pliers. You make a nice little blob about where you want to put a bail
Flies.
and go just a little below middle, closer to the actual piece, and then punch, and it goes. You basically have to roll it back and forth a few times, but once it's through,
Paul said cool, and Silver Eagle said cool to your bearded dragon. He said cool beardy.
and there you go. A nice. I'll actually put this online. There was somebody asking about how to make bales uh, uh, just a little while ago. Okay, now
You should
and
also, in the video on how to make bales, you should include the other method just in case if they don't have access to a buttonhole punch.
yeah. Now there you go. One dolphin with loop for either Christmas ornament, slash pendant, and or totem that you want to hang somewhere. Next, we talked about a skull. And I'll give you a couple of demos or show you some of the skulls that I have made. Here's one. And the one problem that I have had, and it might be worth your effort to probably go down to like the dollar store or whatever. And I picked up one of these a long time ago, just so that I could get the hang of getting cords and wires as I moved around here. Um, just to get perspective.
Why don't you steal Frank off of Tim's?
Hello?
Hey, no, that's my joke.
Dad, you're supposed to steal Frank off of Tim's door.
Well, but no, but that gives me better perspective on where the skull bones and stuff are, and it really did make a difference in my designing a skull in the long run. But in the short run of it, no matter what you do, you still have to be happy with what you are doing. So here we go, making a skull. Also tomorrow night, I plan on trying to be over at my my student's house and do another marble or two. And also, he has a home fill oxygen system that he set up for his torch over there. And I will do you a blow by blow description of how his oxygen system is set up. And
I have a question, Dad.
yes.
If his torch is better than yours, how is he the student and you're the teacher?
Well, you can have all the great tools in the world, but until you know what you're doing with them.
I don't know what I'm doing with them. Yeah, I'm still pretty good.
Oh, come on now. Now that's basically
okay. I only burnt you once, but that's because you didn't know it was hot.
Okay, Brian. We're talking about my torching right now, and that's basically the skull shaped design. As you can see, it's rounded to the back of the head and then flumped like so. A little bit smaller, but still it's in that same sort of range that you're looking for. Oh, I was looking. I thought I had handy, but I probably don't. We're going to have to use, well, this will work. It's basically a molding tool. It's actually a thing that you use to shell nuts with, but I've adapted it a little bit. And I'm going to use this to poke out the eyes, or poke in the eyes, not I should say.
That's a lobster.
You can use it for lobsters, but it's actually for cracking nuts and picking out
That
nuts.
moth reminds me of something.
Yeah, moths.
No, it reminds me of the mosquitoes.
Oh yeah, actually I didn't put any mosquito repellent on today, so it's doing pretty good. But every time lately that I have been setting up, I have been having to put a mosquito repellent on. Now what you do is you heat up the spot where you're going to put the eye and punch it in. And here we go. We're going to do another eye and punch that in. Then the nose. See, now that's another good thing about the other end, but you got to make sure you're holding it in the middle now because you've already heated up the other end. So, but the nose goes really well with the next setup there. Pinches it right into the middle there. Now, what I'm going to do after the fact here is I'm going to silver fume this so that you can see in better detail what has been going on. And that's the hard part with this in clear. I guess if you used white or a different color, the details would come out in it a little bit better. And if you did something like this in Illuminati, you got your glow skull going on. You know what I'm talking about. Now, give it a little bit of an eyebrow going on. Forehead, I mean. Add a little bit more glass there, and I'll also put a bail there after a little bit.
There goes another dragon dead.
I have to take a breather from time to time. That's what that is. When you're dealing with a lot, I wouldn't say a lot of stress, but you're actually trying to chat, talk, and explain what you're doing as you're doing it. That's the fun part with glass sometimes. Okay, here we are. I'm going to put not just a punte, but I'm going to put that's probably where I'm going to put the bail for the actual skull head when it comes time. So I'm going to melt that in really, really nice. And now we're going to work on just the bottom part of the skull. Now in this case, in past, I used to put the bottom jaw on, but you know what? Detail, and more detail sometimes screws it up and makes it look worse. So in this case, I am just going to put the top jaw and leave it at that. How's that sound? Okay. We're getting there. And again, once I fume it, you'll see in better detail what's going on there. And I'm also going to put individual teeth here. And if you wanted to, you can add the fangs. It's your detail, your skull. So if you want to get your point across, you know what I mean.
Okay, I'm gonna be back.
Actually, I'm going to do that in another location. Go ahead, Amber. You can go and come back, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to put the points a little bit further apart. Now, it's all in the pulling off, how pointy it gets. Hey, Crazy, nice to see you out there. I'm glad to see that I've gotten quite a few watching tonight. It's great. Doing a little bit of a skull going on here. And that is basically the skull here. I'm not going to do any more detail to it. I'm going to put a cold weld right about there for right now, and then I'm going to put the bail loop on the. This time, instead of using the bail loop hole punch that I used, this time I'm going to do it so that it's. I'll do it the hand method. In other words, basically what I do to make the loop for bail is I curve it forward or backward. It doesn't matter which you want to call it. And then loop it up. And then get to almost to where it looks like a question mark. You see that? And then just heat it up.
Then you let gravity do its thing.
You let gravity do the thing and drop it right back down to itself. And then heat it up just a little bit more and push it together. and then seal it up really, really nice. And then you could come back in with a, of course I don't have one. Oh yeah, I do. You come back in with a graphite rod or a reamer and put the loop in a better location. Well, not a better location, but wider, rounder, better than what you could just by doing a loop by itself. Oops. Okay, that came off a little bit quicker than I wanted to. This is the fun part, trying to do it without melting what I've done for the the fang teeth. I'm also going to put on a another weld. I guess I should have been just holding it with the tweezers, but now the fun begins to do the oxygen, to do the flame for the. You take it practically down to just a single oxygen, single flame to get the best results for fuming with just a piece of, there's a little bit of silver right there. And here we go. And it's fuming over just slightly, but just a little bit of heating on the piece that I have the silver to. Again, it had receded inside. Sometimes you got to heat it up and press it out. And now we're going to get some results here. Ha 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 ha. One skull. Done. So, with that, any other requests? Now's the time. Silver Eagle, Pancake, you should be able to do some soft glass. I don't know who he's talking to. Oh, hi, Pancake Cut. Hey, I'm trying to get into glass blowing. Only have a propane torch. I think I can make it work temporarily. Yes, you can. I have a few videos of me doing nothing but blowtorch. I actually had a couple of students, and I can put some connections to this video underneath in the down below of where the torches where she was doing with a propane blowtorch, or actually I think she might have been using no, I think she was using propane. She might have been using the higher, not the propane with a kick. I can't think of it right now, but for a little bit more of a kick to the flame. But yes, when I first started, I literally took propane blowtorch and soda bottles, and I say that, and right here on my torch on my table. No, I don't have it handy, of course. I have actually today I did a little green sea turtle. Matter of fact, no, that's not it. That's a seahorse. Wait. Oh, it's I already put it away. Darn. But I actually took propane Mountain Dew bottle and melted it down and made some figurines out of soft glass with that, which does work. And again, I've made trees. I've made a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, map gas. Thank you, Silver. I couldn't think of it at the moment. Old age, it does happen. And,
You're old?
Yes.
No, you're
Crazy.
not.
Crazy. Anyway, okay, now, any other request? You can do some soft glass. And if you're very, very, very patient, you can do some Pyrex, but it doesn't melt very fast, very far, very furious. Let's just put it that way. But it takes a lot longer. But you can use soft glass and make a whole bunch of stuff. I'll put a couple of connections to videos on that. Matter of fact, I hope, well, I got to watch this and make a list of all of the videos that I say that I've got to do a demo to or connection underneath. Now, any other requests? If not, I'm going to do my Christmas ornament sea turtle. and give you a little idea how big they're turning out, and they're turning out really, really well. The reason I'm going to do that is because I have so many still to do, and that's no lie. Oop, wrong size rod. I've got to get another rod over here. Reachable, accessible, and meltable. Having your tools available to you at a glance and a reach is a cool thing. Seahorse. Tail, I'm having trouble with the coiling. Okay, Paula, you got me right at the right time, and we can do a seahorse right as I get going on this. And I will show you my seahorse Christmas ornament. And I'll even put some color into it, which is a cool thing. Okay,
Back.
you're back already? When did you leave?
I just went to finish up my project, which I'm finally done with.
Love to check out those videos. Okay, I will try Pancake. I will try Pancake Hut. I will try to put as many connections to some of the soft glass. And just look under my names, Mountain Dew bottle and blowtorch, as it were. And I have a few videos out there under my name, Lou Libby or Lucian Libby, one of the two, and you should get a good amount of info. Now, what I'm doing right now is where I basically start for my ornaments at this point is to make a colored one. I do select what I do when I make sea turtles. And that is basically where I heat up enough glass and I smash it down. Matter of fact, I'll do this a little bit more in front. Like so. Then I come back, and of course, the glass that I have available are short little nubs. I've been cleaning my table and cleaning up all the stuff. I still have more available, but I take my glass. The way I've made my glass survive is I've lived off a fringe of a shoestring budget, and I take my glass down to the final nubs. Believe me. Okay, here we go. And this is a very cool method that you can make pendants, you can make sea turtles, you can make cool designs going on. But I heat and line it and go back in, line again, and I round all the way around this little press that or Maria that I've done. And you keep going all the way around, just like that. There you go. Then I heat that back up and I press it out a little bit more. Okay. Then we're going to give it just a little bit more glass on the top of the nub. I'm going to take a pair of wire cutters, one of my simple tools of choice, and I will press that in a couple of times and nip it off there and reconnect it here. And now you've got a nice little, you melt that in just as is, and you've got a nice little pendant that looks really, really cool, to say the least. Can't explain it, but it looks really, really nice as is. But I don't leave it like that. I go further. Further. Ain't that a
Left
nice?
going further.
Okay, heating it all up and melting it in. And now here's one of the things I do. Especially since I'm making a seahorse, I'm going to do it this way. I heat it up, and I usually let that little ring in the middle melt in. But with what I'm doing here, it will work out really, really well. Heat, and I press. And it makes a nice little disc. And I'm going to heat it up and press it just one more time. This flat disc then can be made into a figurine or something with some nice color background going on, including a seahorse. Now, now, here we go. Um, Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to keep the center a little bit fat, and I'm going to pull out on both sides, and one side is going to be the head and neck, and the other side is going to be the tail. And the center part, of course, is going to be the center of the seahorse. Okay. And again, I sort of narrowing it out, and I'll usually do the tail first, which I'll do right now. And basically, I just let it flow, and I let gravity work with me. You see what I'm doing? I'm sort of heating it and letting gravity sort of just rip it down a little bit. And then I flip it over and pull it out a little bit more. And there you go, Paula. There's that tail you're having trouble with. Let gravity work with you instead of against you. See there? Oh, by the way, I really enjoyed looking at your sea turtle scene that you did and put up on Facebook. It looks really, really cool, and I'm excited for you that you're. And I know that feeling when you say, "Yeah, I got this scene in my head, and I want to get it out and make it into glass." And when I get it to the table, it's like, or get it to the torch, it's like, how do I go about making it? Me, I'm more of a individual piece per piece type person myself. Okay, we're going to give this a, here we go, looking for a green to use for the main, never around when you want it. There we go, green exotic for the tail, and the little bumps that you put on. And you got to make sure that when you're putting two pieces of glass together, that you're not just sticking it on, but fusing them together. Also, pancake, it will be to your best interest if you don't get a torch, go and order a pair of didymium lenses. It will save your eyes in the long run. That
Oh
way you
yeah.
can also see into the flame a whole lot better. So if you don't splurge on a torch, you need the glasses no matter what. And these dots, basically, I just go down the whole thing. And one of them I'll end up using as the cold weld punte for, I guess I'm yelling too much or something. My voice is getting a little hoarse. Interesting. Okay.
Love you, Dad.
I love you too, Brian. I'm glad that you guys can be a part of my life enough to do these little YouTube videos with me.
Hey, look at this rare video. A video with me and him. We're not fighting.
Yeah, actually, that's a cool thing.
Cooler than your glass blowing. Sorry.
Thanks. Yeah, cooler than my glass blowing because my glass blowing is really hot.
Well, this is a rare sight.
Yeah,
That you can see any day thanks to your channel.
yeah, that's true. Now, on the top again, I heat and let gravity work with me, and I'm sort of pulling it down slightly.
Is your friend, not
Pulling
your
it down slightly, and then I pull it out a little bit. And this one is a little bit thicker instead of the tail curling and queuing like I do. I'm also going to be using more of the green exotic for the nose and the eyes, and just going to tweezer it all out and make a nice round head here. Press, press, press. Oops. Here we go. Now for the main center fin on the tail, I mean on the fish, or on the seahorse itself, I go ahead and put in just the main part and point it out like so. Make a nice pointed fin. But after I've done both sides of the bumps from the middle, I then put the points going up and down, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. See, if you try to put this main point and then put the upper and lower fin on there, it's kind of hard to put the top bumps that are close to it and these bottom bumps. So it's one of those things you got to put the cart before the horse instead of, I mean, the horse before the cart, not the reverse. See, like in this instance, that bump's already there, so I can go ahead and do the bottom part to that fin. And I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of bumps here and then put the top part of the fin.
I miss being there with you.
I miss being with you guys. I really do.
Can you believe next year I'm going to be there for a whole year?
I don't know. Not enough of putting up with you for a month and a half.
Gee, thanks.
A teenager.
I'm
running around.
I'm a high schooler.
By then, yeah. I'm still finding little green pellets all over the place. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Who
Airsoft
had an
pellets.
airsoft war in your house?
Airsoft pellets.
Who had an airsoft war in your house? Do you have any
Yeah.
idea?
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, now I did those bumps. Now I'm going to do the upper part of this middle fin here. And again, you got to make sure that you're not just sticking it together, but fusing the glass together well. It makes a big difference in the finished product. Okay, see there? Pretty.
Pretty, I like pretty things.
There you go.
Ooh, that pretty.
I am in reading at the moment.
Like
Okay,
me.
Eagle, it's awesome that your kids are joining you. Yes, it is. I am glad that they get a chance to be part of my life, even though they're a little bit further away than they should be.
1,000+ miles away.
Yeah. Tammy had the opportunity, you know, Brian. She had the opportunity to. She moved after you got back instead of before. She could have moved and not told you where they were going.
Exactly.
I'm talking about his mother, Tammy. Sorry. Okay, the eyes. And of course, the nose. The nose, it's basically almost like a dolphin nose, and I curve it up slightly,
Hey, Dad.
and then put a little bit of a Maria on the end.
Dad,
Yes, sir.
why don't you do a walrus?
Not today. I think I've done enough for today.
Hey, Dad. Can you post my video that I made on my tablet?
What video?
You know the one with this?
You know, I never did do that, and I don't know what I did with it. It's probably on my
Computer?
computer somewhere. I need to, because I did download it to the computer. I got to look it over, and I should download it. And I got to put a caution on it, guys. He did some crazy things, and luckily it worked to our advantage. And that you have to be aware that having a Bic lighter on your work table is not the smartest thing to do in the world.
No, it's not. And you know what? Instead of calling that Brian's video, last video, you should call it Brian's safety video.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to do the bail by first I'm pulling it up, and again I'm doing this sort of like question mark, letting it melt, and then let gravity work for you. And you can help it a little bit by putting it in there and sealing it together. And we have all three things. We have the skull and the dolphin and the seahorse. I'm not going to touch the seahorse at the moment. It's a little on the warm side. Actually, I need to do just a little bit more to the tail where that one, fire polish it a little bit and add a little bit more glass because that bump got a little bit broken off. And you have one seahorse as well. With that, folks, I think I'm going to call this a completed show. I do want to thank you guys for being there.
You're welcome.
And wait, let me switch video camera angles. Turned out nice. Thank you. You're welcome, Paula. I do appreciate it. And I hope to see a seahorse in one of your little scenes with a sea turtle or something real soon. And again, thank you for being there, guys. I enjoy immensely having a chance to be part of your lives, and I learn as much from you guys as more than you think. More than you think. The ideas that I've gotten from some of you guys has really made a difference in the work that I do, and help learn and teach others.
I have a
Okay?
question.
Yes, my dear.
Where's my face hugger?
I still haven't done it. I'll admit that, and I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's a spider with a long
I was
tail.
joking.
But I will get to it.
I was joking around. Don't worry.
Yes, Sonia, if you can, either put it on Melting Memories page. If you're not a part of Melting Memories, you can join them. And I don't think you have to be a member to put something on the page. But if you want to, that would be a good place to show off the work that you. That is one of the places, and that there will be a connection, a URL connection to the Facebook page of Melting Memories, so that you can. That's where I want my students and anybody that wants to show off what they've learned from the glass lessons that I give, is a good place to put it, is the Melting Memories page.
I would do that, but Mom doesn't let me get a Facebook.
We'll get there too. So show those off. And again, been enjoying some of your stuff, Paula and Eagle. Good to see you guys out there. Dement, everybody. I can't believe I had such a great audience tonight. With that, Brian, do you want to say the sayings?
Enjoy your day. No, yeah. Enjoy your day, and as always, carpe vitro.
Yes. There you go. Thank you. Carpe vitro. Enjoy your day.